John Gill's Exposition of the entire Bible. Titus chapter 2, verse 3. King James Bible, quote, "And the aged women likewise," unquote. John Gill, quote, "Speak also to them the things which become their profession and what is right for them to be and to do. These aged women design not persons in office, who were ancient widows and had some care of the poor, or presbyteros, as some call them, the wives of presbyters or elders, as being distinct from deaconess, but godly women in years, who are to be instructed and exhorted," unquote. Scripture, quote, "that they be in behavior, as becometh holiness," unquote. John Gill, quote, "or holy women, sanctified by the Spirit of God, and who are priestesses unto God, as the word may signify, being made so by Christ unto the Father, as men are made kings and priests by him. Such ought to be in their clothing, and in their speech, and the whole of their conduct and conversation, as become the character which they bear, and the profession they make," unquote. Scripture, quote, "not false accusers," unquote. John Gill, quote, "of the brethren and sisters, which is to act the part of the devil, and indeed the same word is here used, which is commonly given to him, not raising false reports of, bringing false charges against members of the churches, and so making the differences and divisions among them," unquote. Scripture, quote, "not given to much wine," unquote. John Gill, quote, "or serving it, or being enslaved by it, which is very scandalous in any, especially in the female sex, and yet what was to common in the eastern countries," unquote. Scripture, quote, "teachers of good things," unquote. John Gill, quote, "both by example and by instruction, but in their own houses privily, for they were not suffered to teach publicly or to speak in churches. These should be teachers, not of old wives' fables, or superstitious customs, rites, and ceremonies, of the intrigues of love and of things filthy and obscene, which are too often handed down to posterity by such persons, but of the things that are solid and substantial, useful and improving, honest and honorable, chaste and pure, particularly," unquote. End of Titus chapter 2, verse 3.